So I've got a question for you. Are you ready to be a peak performer? So here's a book, Peak: Secrets from the New Science of Expertise. I love this book. Congratulations to the authors, Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole. You've done a fantastic job. I want to read just a bit of an excerpt from this book. And what it does is it talks about positive influence, right? My company, High Performance Teams, North Coast High Performance Teams, is all about helping people become the best version of themselves, fully alive, living a 5-star life. One thing that we need to incorporate into our lives in order to do that is we need to be a positive influence. So this particular piece I'm going to read is from page 22, and it says, generally speaking, meaningful positive feedback is one of the crucial factors in maintaining motivation. It can be internal feedback, such as satisfaction of seeing yourself improve at something, or external feedback provided by others. But it makes a huge difference in whether a person will be able to maintain the consistent effort necessary to improve through purposeful practice. Now, there's really 4 things in there that I like. 3 that I want to talk about now, and the 4 are: number 1, we can have a positive influence on ourselves. I really never even looked at it from that direction before. Number 2, we can have a positive influence on others. On the other side of the scale, we can be a negative influence on others. And number 3, positive influence is motivational. So we can learn to motivate ourselves and motivate our others through positive influence. And the 4th one is purposeful practice. I love this whole concept of purposeful practice. I remember growing up, people say, practice makes perfect. And I'm going to say, no, it doesn't. Purposeful practice makes perfect. So let's address the 3 items that I wanted to talk about today. First of all, positive influence on yourself. How can you be a positive influence on yourself? One thing that I do on a daily basis in order to start with positive influence is I do a gratitude journal. Ad nauseum, I've talked about a gratitude journal. I write 3 things down that I'm grateful for every day. That gives me this positive mindset that I'm looking for. Number 2, what I want to do is I want to turn off that negative conversation that I have with myself. We carry on more conversations with ourselves on a daily basis than we do everybody else combined. Most of that is negative because we've been brought up in an environment to be negative. We need to shut that down. We need to stop it. Okay, the next one, positive influence on others. How can I influence other people from a positive standpoint? Look, I talked about this all the time too, and you've heard it from other people. E plus R equals O. And that is event plus response equals outcome. Notice I said response, not reaction. Reaction is a negative connotation. We want to get rid of that. We want to respond. We want to respond in a positive way. Perfect example of this is baseball. I love seeing when the response of the person in the batter's box, when the person up to bat fails at what they were trying to accomplish, and what does that man, that woman, if it's softball, in the batter's box do? They say, I'm going to pick you up. I love that. That's positive influence. The opposite side is we can be a negative influence. We want to make sure that we put that aside because that doesn't motivate anybody. It might make us feel better for a moment because we're relieving ourselves some frustration, but it's not positive. And then the third thing is that positive influence is motivational. Look, you as an individual, that you're motivated when positive influence is in the air. If you're part of a team, you can motivate the team through positive influence. If you're part of an organization or a family, the more we engage in positive influence, we're motivating. And you know what that does? When we motivate people, we move them off of that sad position that they may be in, which is anxious or depressed, and we move them forward, and we're helping them become the best version of themselves. We're helping them become fully alive, and we help them to live a 5-star life. What that does, if we're part of a team, part of an organization, part of a family, part of a structure, it does the same thing. That positive influence helps that team organization become the best version of themselves, fully alive, living a 5-star life. These are things that we want to do. If we truly want to change the world, every day, one of my I am statements, I am changing the world. I want to do that through positive influence. I want to do that through motivation. Look, I'd love to have a response from you. Respond, like my posts, do everything that you can to help me help other people become the best version of themselves, fully alive, living a 5-star life.